Alright. Blah, 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 blah. That's the gear. And these are my titles. And Henshin a Go-Go. Oh, Book of Enlightenment. That's a good start. Big old 100 or 40% experience boost. Multiplicative to everything else. Might even be enough to catch me up 2 levels if I get lucky and get the 2 medals very early. Alright, zone in. Can't do anything disgraceful and die on a 6 run. This is gonna get me to 600. Fast and steady wins the race. Alright. Got nothing down there. Stone, please. Drums, please. Yes, I'll take those. Thank you. Gladly give up a stupid book for drums. Movement speed, yes. Did I get both secrets? Yes, I got both secrets. Alright. Everything of importance on the map has been gotten. Nope, don't need to bother with equipment. Both secrets already, nice. Ooh, torque. RNG is blessing you with a good run so far. I normally favor the common items there, but those are too good uncommons. Oh, a bit of lag. There's half of the experience charms I need. Just need to find a green or blue one. This trader up here loves to give me the blue one. I can sense that that's what he's got in front of me, just fresh in stock. Ah, no. I'll take the apothecary's flask. I think that's all the speed items, except for the Markham's 5 piece, which I'm not going to count. I'm going to attack fast as football. Yep, got all the experience stuff. And I'll take a Markham's just for the heck of it. Maybe I will get 5 pieces of it. Don't know why I went down here. No, I know, because I didn't look at the overmap. Whoops. Nothing useful. Oh, trader, what do you got for me? I'll take the iron. I would prefer it if I was on my wizard, but I'll take it on my rogue. My second highest. Sorry if people can hear the cat chaser toy going off in the background. Not sure how loud that's coming through. Oh, another Markham's piece. Yeah, I'll take it. Is that equipment, or is that... That's equipment. I don't need that. The New Game Plus resource benefit affects how much you get resource-wise. So it's not that the character matters, it matters that my wizard is level 815 and New Game 150, 160, yeah, 160 I think. And I'm only New Game 116 here. So it's the new game that matters, not my character. But the characters have different new games. And they care about the iron because the iron is a very important chapel upgrade. Iron gives you increased health regen by a fairly significant amount. I think I just hit 500% extra. So 600% total. So every point of vitality gives me every point of vitality gives me 3 health per second, I think, now. Can I math? Or is it 0.3? Wait. Okay. You start off at 0.05 times 6. Oh yeah, sorry, 0.3. 0.3. I can't math. So, when you have 4,000 vitality, though, that becomes, I don't have 12,000 vitality. I have much less on this character. But, 500 for the 2,000 I have invested, I think. I don't know. I'd have to... math, something I'd have to check. Something seems off on that. Yeah, I have trouble walking and talking, trying to talk, math, and play. I'm gonna really be struggling. But yeah, I'm going to sort of more explain the resource benefit on the trader, because there are some hidden mechanics about that. Just bringing it up. Something to talk about. I had mentioned this before, but your new game gives you a 20% bonus of resource collected per new game that you have, which is all fine and dandy, but that's actually not quite accurate for your main sources of resources, which are those shady dealers there. Because what the shady dealer does is it takes that new game multiplier and says, okay, this is the starting amount, but you're also making a trade, so let's add that again. But instead of adding, it multiplies it. So if you have, let's say, a 30 times resource multiplier from new games and other things, instead of getting the normal 30 that you would get for anything popping out of a crate, instead you get 30 times 30, so you get a 900 multiplier on that resource. Basically squared in layman's terms. So the higher a new game you get, the more ridiculous amounts of resources you will get from those trades. And to the point where I'm not sure if you've noticed, I skip these very often. Only bother even picking them up just when they're in my way and if I'm, talking. That gave me 125 wood, and I got 5,000 iron from that trade earlier. You can see how inconsequential those loot crates become. Much like experience becomes inconsequential from scrolls. So as you get higher and higher, the fewer and fewer things you actually care about picking up, and to the point where it's pretty much only ores from the maps, and trinkets. I guess elixirs too, if you want to count them. And things that are important for the run specifically, so like altar buffs and perks. But yeah, equipment, don't care about. Scrolls, don't care about. Resources, don't care about. It's tempting me, but drums are too good. Drums are worth more than that in wood. No, yeah, they 100% did not. I think like level 250 probably would have been the highest they would have gone. And they wouldn't have playtested all the way to there. They probably would have spawned characters at that level. Because I do remember seeing an old screenshot that had test accounts at that level that I think Kelly had posted way back in February. So I know they've made accounts at level 250, but I think that would have been the extent of it. It probably would have just been like, is the game playable at this level? Yes, okay, we're good. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure from what I've heard through the grapevine that the shady dealer's mechanics were an oops accident that made it to live. But by the time they caught it, it had been being used for so long that to remove it would cause a big game disparity between the people who first started playing and didn't. So they're sort of bouncing around that accident. That's all hearsay, though, so don't take it as gospel. I think it's an interesting mechanic that makes you actually look out for things in the run, because, like, these particular shops are actually worth making disadvantageous trades for, depending. Whereas if it was just a normal amount, people would just be like, nope, don't care. So the amount of resource... I have a graph for that, actually, that I might pop in chat once I'm done this run. But the easy answer to that question is that the amount to see it nudge increases quadratically. So, like the shady dealer increases the amounts that he gives quadratically, the amount that it takes for the chapel to actually move up by a similar amount as previous also increases quadratically. So if you don't continue to bump up the new games, it'll get harder and harder to keep bumping your chapel a significant amount. But as long as you keep pushing, your chapel, you'll still notice things keep moving on it. Except for maybe the harder one to see is because of how it displays. The quarry stone option, it displays damage reduction, which isn't the thing that matters. You care about effective health pool, which is the inverse of damage reduction. So the closer and closer damage reduction increases, the more and more effective health you actually have. And if you could see the effective health pool move, you'd be like, oh, okay, this is still popping up and up and up. But the damage reduction looks like it's just getting closer and closer to, well, eventually 100. But just very slowly to the point where it's like, am I even moving the needle at all? And you don't really notice it because you're moving decimals, but those decimals have big impacts the closer you get to 100. Like, the big example I give there is people don't think about damage reduction right most of the time. It's like going from 80% damage reduction to 90% damage reduction is not a 10% difference. If you were to take 100 damage but had 80% damage reduction, instead you are going to take 20. If you were to take 100 but had 90%, you would instead take 10. That's a 50% difference, not a 10% difference. But it's because you got to talk about it in effective health pool and not damage reduction. Which is a problem that they had with the initial quarry, which scaled exponentially. Where it used to be that every so much amount spent, you would double your amount of effective health pool, which meant that eventually you would hit a tipping point somewhere around 7,000 to 8,000, sorry, 700 to 800,000 stone, where instead of stone getting less and less valuable the more you donate, it instead increased in potency. So each stone became more effective as a point of effective health pool than the last, which is not something that you want to see because that gets out of control super fast unless you have other factors contributing in there. Yeah, that's been discussed at length with the devs, though, and that was fixed 2 patches ago, I want to say, which caught a lot of cheaters off guard. People that had basically joined super high-end lobbies and get shit tons of stone. It's like, I can actually die now. What happened? It's like, well, now you need to cheat more in order to have infinite health. No problem with people that actually do that. Like, if you want to god mode a single player game, do it. Just don't join public lobbies and fuck games over for other people. That's like not cool. Are those both equipments? Man, those are both equipments. I am unlucky. Yeah, half or double depending on which way you're looking at it. I know I'm late responding to that. Yeah, it's part of the reason why that even though I'm at 98% damage reduction, well, plus that. Oh, yeah, there is a visual difference on the actual chest and on the mini-map. So, if you look at... No, you don't need to... Why are you slapping the chest? If you look at this chest, there are no bands on it. It is just a solid gold color. That's not the easier way to check, though. The easier way to check is on the map. Equipment chests have a dot in the center, and they kind of curve at the top, whereas trinket chests are just plain square and don't have a black dot. So you can see equipment. Is there a trinket on here? Not yet. There might be one in this. Did I get the secrets? One secret. No. Yep. Yeah, basically that. I think this other secret should be a trinket. Because if there's not trinkets on the overmap, it usually means there's a trinket and a secret. But I don't know where the secret is yet. I could have scanned the map, but... still walking here. I'm walking here. Alright, anything worthwhile here? That one, because I'll get rid of it. Oh, don't need to get rid of it. I forgot I took the drink that has every point of curse has a 50% chance to just do pure damage to me. Yeah, a 35 pure damage per shadow curse when my health is sitting at 13,000. It is literally an imperceivable amount of damage. Especially since I think I have 500 some healing per second. Just not even in combo. Combo doubles that. Oh, there's the secret. Yeah, chest? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you look on the minimap here, you can see that no black dot, just a square. It really saves time knowing that, because you don't have to go for equipment, especially now that epic equipment exists, unless you're just trying to fish out that weapon. But typically I have one front runner and then level everybody else up to them. Less so after it's started to become really annoying experience-wise to do so. But my wizard is starting to feel traps, and I don't want that, so I'm trying to get a little bit more trap damage reduction. Maybe get at least to 99%. But I think 700 would probably be a nice number for my rogue. And maybe I'll just get him up to my wizard. I don't know. The experience bit is annoying. Like, I've just caught up in the 2 levels I was behind at the start of the run. So I don't think I'm catching up to 600 by the end of this one. And this is probably going to be an hour-long run. Because like I said, I can't walk and talk. I'll end up just spinning in circles or going down a path that's not important at all. You know, I joked about getting 5 pieces of Markham's, but I'm at 3, and I got the uncommon one and the common one. So that might actually be a possibility. I might get all the speed trinkets. Oh. I don't know why I'm caring about traps. I literally can't take physical damage from these traps. Like, I was literally... What were the numbers? Like 5 and 23? Yeah. I'm trying to time them. What am I doing? I am going for the map achievement. I'm actually getting very close to it. I was 38 down before, now I'm only 27. Yeah. I'd stopped playing for a bit before that. Had some downtime between, I think, July and the patch. In October I was only on very, very infrequently. I think it was July. I don't remember. I don't know what my goal was going to be after that. I think 1,000 it sounds like a fun goal. I had tried to get everybody up to where my wizard was, which was 700 at the time. But the experience just makes it a drag. I poke Mirren every single time. It's like, hey, you know, experience is kind of annoying to get at very high levels, you know. When you're making that DLC, you know, you should think about making the guild benefit for that, you know, plus experience. Like, maybe just 0.1% per character level? That sounds like a good idea. God, if I could skip so many mobs because I didn't have to kill them all, I would not mind catching people up nearly as much. But, yeah, experience, this level's just killer. Like, it's literally the only reason I'm clearing barracks right now is because I don't want to have to clear... I'm going to have to clear dark halls. I don't want to have to clear dark halls. And, like, the run before this, you saw I died because of court archers. Because court archers are the real first thing that does super heavy elemental damage. And while my super overgeared armor does help me a ton on physical damage, it does not help me with that lightning damage. Nope. I'm already cursed with spiders. I might as well, actually. I was gonna turn them down because I hate mercenaries, but I got the worst trinket in the game, so if I'm gonna have followers, I might as well have more followers. Is that everything? Did I get both secrets? There's 1, 2. Yeah, I got both secrets. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do the wind-up. Oh, well. You know, I don't know why I'm making this hard on myself. I could just challenge this fighting one and just run away from the fire guy. Like, I'll do less damage, but with my armor, the physical damage isn't going to hurt me. Ooh. But a fireball in my face will. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You make a good point, my friend. Yeah, the meta is pretty stale at higher point. You know, I did the 0 to hero stuff, partly to see what level content was like with the new changes, and also to get a chance to play the lower stuff again, which is more fun, and see how much better I had gotten at the game, which a lot. After dying on the first character twice, I didn't have a run in the campaign. Okay, 3 times if you include getting the sorcerer. I don't. I didn't do it again. I have a feeling that I don't think experience honestly should scale. In either direction. I think that if they made levels cost the same but creatures not give more, and then just decrease it if you were over a threshold above, then it would be a lot better situation. But that's just like my opinion, man. That would be people like to see numbers go up, I guess. Also, I think that as you get higher levels, the amount of experience relative should be less, not more, though. This isn't Pokemon. Like, shit. Yeah, I think the higher level you get, it should be bigger, faster, more uncut, more skipped. I don't know what I'm doing there. Yeah, I think grinding for experience sucks. I hate it. So anything that could reduce it, any argument that could be applied, I'm kind of for it. Like I said, the court archers here are my mortal enemy. More so now that I have followers, because they'll keep firing and they pierce everything. But I have spiders, so you know, maybe these extra guys will kill 1 or 2. All right. I don't want much Shadow Curse, and I don't want any of those, so that works out. Hi. Do I want to keep doing this? I don't need the experience. I want the experience for the trap damage benefit. But these court archers are liable to get me killed. Nah, just play smart, play smart. And now because I have followers, they won't even follow me into corners properly. Yeah. Spiders are the worst. Equipment. Oh, and now I have guys out there. Fuck. Alright. 2 Shadow Curse. I can live with that. I say as I almost launch myself into the middle of a cluster of arrows. I mean, it doesn't even, it's not like it scales exponentially. It is a gradual curve. The issue is that you are more likely to complete runs in one shot the higher level you get. So you're not going to be repeating stuff. Sorry, I almost died. Which compounds the issue, and then it's like you want to see less of the game the higher level you are because you've seen it so many times before. So like, I don't know. Like, I can't make an excuse for it. I don't like it. I was trying to think of one. I wonder if I should start just converting wood to stone again. I haven't done that in a while, but I've been converting it to weapon power and... or converting wood into gold for weapon power, but, like, things die quick enough. And they're only going to start dying quicker. I probably just need the defense. Oh, don't get me started on the conversation about buying and selling resources. Like, Wizard gets 30,000 wood from a trade, and I can only trade in increments of 100. And I have no use for wood. So every Shady Dealer trade is 300 clicks. Hi. Could you come around the corner instead of ineffectually shooting at those guys? Yeah, maybe if I get more guys, it'll solve my problem. That's how it works, right? Yeah, let me get more. Oh, nice. 60 clicks for wood there. Followers are just the best. Just the best. Love them so much. I did it to myself. I can't complain. I knew it was a bad idea. I just had to... I mean, it wouldn't matter because I still have spiders anyway, and spiders, I guess they do die quicker, but they do the exact same problem where they just keep enemies clumped up at a distance like that. No, I want them to be following me around corners. Thanks. Thank you for stopping them from doing that, game. I really appreciate it. And you can't manage to kill them, so... They actually will be useful on wisps. I can at least take some solace in that. Because it can body block. Oh yeah, I do have an AH script that's literally just, I press a button and it just clicks. Until I press the button again. In fact, it's on the AH script that I have in the tutorial thing. Okay, I can't be arsed with getting experience anymore. I say that, but I have, like, all the experience trinkets. This is as good as it's gonna get. I mean, except for, obviously, the followers being dipshits. Oh, I'm in danger. Enemies, you can't even... I did not realize these guys were now at a level where they're immortal. They're immortal and they can't do damage. It's great. Okay, I'm back to being can't be arsed. Swear to God, if these all die to the snakes before they can actually be useful on wisps, I am going to be so mad. Ow. I only have one potion. That is... How'd that happen? Okay, that's dangerous. I normally don't care. That's how that happened, so I didn't bother to stock back up. Because my wizard is much better at running this. Okay, maybe they're not a help here either. I'm done. I want this run to be over. And it annoys me so much that I could so easily end the run, but because I leave so much experience on the table, I'm now 3 levels behind. I say that and I trap myself in a corner. Fuck me. Alright. I'm done. Godspeed, peeps. Hope you had something fun listening in the background. I'm just going to shortcut this one later. I hate... I hate leveling up these lower characters so much. Alright, peace.